Good evening and welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the evening video forecast discussion. Too busy today to do the weather this morning. This is for the 5th of October 2015. And from the Advanced Hydrologic Prediction Center, part branch of the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, this is the total rainfall that we have seen over the last 14 days. Obviously, we started with that northeast wind, the blocking in the northern Atlantic, and providing the dry, sunny weather for our region until last weekend. And of course, all of that rain that was starting 14 days ago through the Carolinas with the onshore coastal winds, and that produced anywhere above, 20 inches of rain, 2.5 feet of water in parts of southeastern Carolina over the last 14 days. The good news is that things today are abating, and the last of this rain will be pulling off the coast, but the damage is definitely done. Just an absolutely incredible amount of damage here throughout the Carolinas. And the end is finally in sight for the epic multi-day rains that have pummeled the Carolinas over the last 5 days. Areas through the Triangle from Columbia to Charleston to Myrtle Beach were especially hard hit this weekend. At least 9 flood-related deaths were reported across the Carolinas by Monday morning, and countless homes and cars were flooded. Transportation tangles continue across the region. As of 10 o'clock this morning on Monday, the flood has closed 391 roads and 165 bridges across South Carolina, according to the State Department of Transportation. And this includes more than 70 miles of Interstate 26. Persistent high tides and coastal flooding have led to additional road closures in Virginia and Delaware. Highway 12, the main road connecting the Outer Banks, is closed in both directions at 2 points near Ocracoke and Kitty Hawk, and it's not really expected to reopen anytime between now and 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Now the upper low, now this is associated with all of this, is now finally pulling off into the Atlantic, but extensive wraparound bands here that we can see on the satellite imagery continue across southeastern North Carolina. More widely scattered showers and storms across South Carolina. Short-range models hint that today could bring a final dose of rain, totaling more than 1 inch in spots along the swath from near Columbia, South Carolina to Hatteras, North Carolina. From Dr. Jeffrey Masters' Wonder blog, how the numbers are stacking up. The heaviest 24-hour rainfall at downtown Charleston happened to fall from midnight Friday night to midnight Saturday night at 9.25 inches, and the total that fell short of a record for any 24-hour period, which remains 10.57 inches on September 6th and 7th of 1933. With nearly 4 weeks left in October, Charleston may yet approach its jaw-dropping monthly record of 27.24 inches set back in June of 1973. And according to the Weather Underground's weather historian Chris Burt, Charleston has had the longest period of record for precipitation observations in the United States. Although the record is discontinuous, rain snow observations began almost 300 years ago in Charleston, and they extend from 1766 to the present, including the entire Civil War, except for periods of 1766 right through 1784, and then again later from 1792 to 1806 and 1812 to 1831. The rains weren't quite as heavy at the official reporting station in Columbia, but they managed to give the city its wettest calendar day on record of 6.87 inches for October 4th, the old record 5.79 on July 9th of 1959. Now, Nick Wiltgen, the Weather Channel, who compiled a large amount of rainfall data for the region, notes that these totals appear to have clearly smashed the previous state records for 5-day precipitation, which has been 17.44 inches in downtown Greenville, August 26th and 22nd through 26th of 1908. We'll have to wait till see it through the end of Tuesday to see which station ends up at the top, and it's just an incredible amount. 6 miles northeast at Mount Pleasant, Charleston, South Carolina, we find basically 26.88 inches of rain. 20 inches even, or just slightly higher, at Gills Creek in Richland County in South Carolina. Just incredible amounts of water. So it's definitely looking like a 1,000-year flood is becoming more prominent across this portion of the United States. And here is the upper level low late this evening off of the southeastern coast, and this is what is left of Joaquin. Hurricane Joaquin passed 75 miles to the northwest of Bermuda on Sunday evening, and it provided a lot of damage there. Category 2 storm with 100-mile-per-hour winds bringing tropical storm force winds, heavy rain to the island. Bermuda International Airport sustained winds of about 48 miles per hour, gusting to 64. And Bermuda probably has the most of the hurricane-resistant infrastructure of any place on Earth. And that would probably expect to have damage be minimal on the land. Category 1 Joaquin is now speeding north-northeast out to sea and will not affect any land masses as a tropical cyclone. And by Wednesday, Joaquin will evolve into a powerful extratropical storm and will likely bring strong winds and heavy rains to Portugal this upcoming weekend. Now, the damages from Joaquin on the Bahamas during this weekend have been substantial and are still tenuous, but it's clear that the damage was heavy on Crooked Island, Acklands Island, Long Island, and San Salvador. One death has been reported on Long Island due to the high winds collapsing a home, and of course the Coast Guard is still searching for survivors from the container ship El Faro, and well, that's not good news because we heard they found some stuff today, but they didn't find any bodies that I'm aware of yet, or any sign of life at this point, which is presumed to have gone down into the hurricane. One body from the crew of 33 has been recovered. And things are slowly clearing out across our region. The lower clouds tucked in by an inversion are beginning to clear out across northwestern New Jersey, which they've been on and off doing for most of the day. The water vapor channel here shows still some moisture in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and drying is going to take a little while, but it's on its way. High pressure is in control and no precipitation being forecast over the region, and that's definitely some good news. Having some microphone problems and some mouse movement problems this evening too. High pressure building in across the southeastern regions of Canada will be in control of our weather. Here's the upper level low. And the rain across the Carolinas, mainly North Carolina, and exiting the Outer Banks here by tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. And finally, just high pressure in control for the next several days with warm temperatures once again across most of the eastern United States. And by Wednesday, a weak cold front will be approaching from the northwest, be washing out. More high pressure takes control, dominating our forecast with pleasant weather conditions, sunny to partly cloudy skies. A warm front approaches from the southwest on Friday, and then followed by a cold frontal passage. Probably very little in the way of moisture with this system as well as it makes its way off the coast, and then more high pressure begins to build in across the region through the weekend, with another front approaching from the northwest, passing through mainly dry on Monday. So big respite, and we'll take a look at some of the drought information here and see what numbers have come up. That data departure is still being compiled. We're still 2 days old from Saturday, so we'll wait another day or two to have a look at that. Meanwhile, if we look at the next 6 to 10 days in temperature, find ourselves nice and toasty and warm, well above normal weather here across the upper Midwest, the Central Plains, most of the country actually enjoying above normal temperatures. Below normal precipitation across the plains, slightly above here in the Northeast, but mainly near to below normal for our region, and that's over the next 6 to 10 days. Look at this, not much change, 8 to 14 days, still no blocking, strong signatures yet. West flow, warm air masses in place here across all of the eastern United, in fact, all of the United States being above normal in temperature. It's unusual to have this kind of disparity at this time of the year as the seasons are changing and evolving. And we're in the negative here, so we're not looking for any widespread precipitation events through the middle part of the month. So that's a wrap for this Monday evening. I'll be back in video form during tomorrow morning. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Have a pleasant Monday evening.